Hola, I'm Fivers and welcome to Memento Mori. In today's video I'm going to talk about how to reroll fast, how to change your region, and talk about tier list. Important, this message will appear the first time that we open the game. We don't have to link our account yet. We must continue with a guest account to make the reroll. First of all, let's see how to change your region. This is a question that I have seen a lot in comments from Reddit, Discord and YouTube. For some reason, Memento Mori doesn't let us choose the region where we want to play, and they just put us in a region based on the language of our mobile or emulator. So to change the region is more simple than it seems. As you can see, the first time that I have opened the game, it connects me to America. This is because the language on my BlueStacks is set to English from United States. If I wanna change my region to Europe, for example, first I need to clear the data from the application. This is important, you don't need to uninstall the game. Once we have deleted the data, we just have to close the game and change the language of our system. So I just go to settings, language and input, and I'm gonna put my native language, for example, to set the region to Europe. So in my case, I select Spanish and open the game again. Now we can see how the game connects directly to Europe. Now I can go back to my settings and change the language back to English, and the game will continue in Europe unless I delete the data. So don't change the language back to normal until you finish the reroll process. Good. So we have set our region. Next thing we need to do is select a server and start our adventure. Now we just have to follow the tutorial and defeat all the stages of the first chapter. At this point the tutorial will force us to do our first multi, where we are guaranteed to get one SR, but we will get more. This game is an AFK game, guys, so we will need a lot of dupes. That's why we get an SR in every multi. Once we have done this multi, we will have to continue a tutorial and defeat the stage 2.1, including our new SR to the team. After this, we're going to link our account by password to get a reward of 500 diamonds. We can claim the reward in missions. Next, we have to claim the rewards from the pre-registration in Presents, where we are going to obtain a free copy of Natasha and 5000 diamonds. Important, once we get Natasha, don't skip the animation and click once on share, and then just close it. Doing this, we will obtain an extra 200 diamonds. If you skip this animation, do it in the next multi at least, so you don't have to find the diamonds completing a different mission like leveling up to level 10, for example. Now we just have to go to invoke and set on the wishlist the characters that we wanna aim for. Once we have done this, we just have to do our next two multis, and that's where our reroll ends. If we are happy with the characters, just keep the account and link it to your Google account, for example. If not, we just have to go to the title screen and reset the game data. We don't need to uninstall the game or anything like that. We just reset the game data and start over. Of course, if you are planning to reroll, I recommend you to use an emulator like BlueStacks and take advantage of the multi-instances and the sync operations tool to do everything faster and do some rerolls at the same time, instead of one by one. So what characters are we aiming for? Honestly guys, in my opinion, I wouldn't trust any tier list at all, because as far as I know, the game is brand new and no one could play it in early access, so the game is literally 1 day old. I actually have no idea if Japan had the game earlier than us, but the best tier list that I have found, and the one that the community most rely on, is this Japanese tier list. So I will have the link in the description of the video. But yeah, take it with a grain of salt. In this game it seems like we will get most of the characters sooner or later, due to the high percentages and the intense dupe system. So honestly, keep the account with the characters that you like, or just read the abilities of the characters that you get if they fit with the things you are looking for. And that's it for today's video. I hope that I have helped you. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, drop a like and consider subscribing if you wanna see more Memento Mori content in the future, and see you in the next video. Ciao!